Welcome to this week's Retail Reality Check. We're going to take a look at the latest tech installs, all brought to you by the folks at IHL Group.
Hey, before we jump into this week's news, I really want to point you to some amazing research from IHL. It's called How Retail Leaders Outperform, and it really digs into the IT investments and, the financial results from the technologies that are actually moving the needle in retail and hospitality. It's the perfect setup for what we're about to cover.
All right, let's kick things off with this quote right here. It's a pretty big statement, right? But honestly, everything we're seeing out there in the market just proves it's true. It's becoming super clear that just three specific technology pillars are doing more than just influencing retail. They're totally reshaping the entire industry. Seriously, these aren't just trends anymore. This is the new playbook for winning.
Okay, so pillar number one is artificial intelligence. And what's happening right now is that AI is moving fast. It's breaking out of the lab, it's graduating from those little test pilots, and it's landing smack dab in the middle of the business as a real, honest-to-goodness profit center. So check out this number. 20%. What is that? Well, that's the increase in throughput PepsiCo is already seeing from its new digital twin tech. Think about that. They're basically building a video game version of their factories with Siemens and NVIDIA to test and tweak everything virtually before they spend a single real dollar. This isn't some fuzzy, far-off promise of AI. This is a real result right now.
And it's not just happening in the supply chain, behind the curtain. Take a look at Albertsons. They rolled out a new AI-powered search function, and guess what happened? Shoppers who use it are buying 10% more stuff. I mean, you can't get a clearer line from a tech investment straight to a bigger basket size. That's a huge win.
And their CEO, Susan Morris, she just nails it with this quote. She says, it's not just about adopting AI here and there. Nope, it's about scaling it everywhere to fundamentally change how they operate. This isn't a tweak, it's a total transformation. And seriously, this trend is popping up everywhere. You've got Walmart beta testing an AI assistant named Marty for its advertisers. Big brand Tire and Service, they're ditching manual replenishment for an AI platform. We're even seeing it in places like pharmaceutical distribution, with companies like Oreola using AI for forecasting. The sheer speed of adoption across so many different areas is just wow.
All right, that leads us perfectly into our second pillar, which, by the way, is being fueled by all this AI and data we're talking about, and that is the retail media gold rush. It is a full-on frenzy right now.
So why is everybody and their brother jumping into this? Well, look at this, 70 to 90%. I mean, yeah, adding a few points to the top line is great, but the real story is the margin, 70 to 90%. In retail, where margins are famously thin, this is like finding a gusher in your backyard. It's pure profit.
We're seeing this happen in real time with some big launches. Take Ahold Delhaize USA. They just launched Edge, their new retail media platform. And what's really cool is it's built by grocers for grocery. They get it. And they're even bringing it right into the store with digital screens. And here's the proof in the pudding. A Mondelez campaign that used the in-store screens at Albertsons, it drove a 14% lift in sales. A 14% lift. That just goes to show you how powerful it is when you connect that digital message right to the physical shelf.
And this whole media landscape is just blowing up way beyond the retailer's website. You've got huge brands like Clorox going all in on a social-first strategy, launching TikTok shops for brands like Burt's Bees. Then you have partners like CPGIO who are helping brands get onto all these different marketplaces, Nordstrom, Chewy, Lowe's, you name it. The lesson here is simple. You have to be where your customers are, which is pretty much everywhere.
Okay, so our third and final pillar is the one that holds everything else up. It's the foundation, and it's all about modernizing your core platforms and doing it at light speed. And I can't think of a better example of this than what Jack in the Box just pulled off. They just wrapped up a massive point-of-sale modernization, and when I say massive, I mean across their entire system. But the most incredible part? The sheer speed they did it in. I mean, just look at these results. They rolled out a new unified commerce platform to over 2,100 restaurants in just 15 months. 15 months! And the payoff is huge. Check averages are up thanks to digital kiosks. Employee training time? Cut by more than half. And maybe the biggest deal of all? Their stores now have stronger uptime, so they can keep operating even if there's an outage. That is a game changer.
And this rush to modernize is happening everywhere. JD Sports is rolling out RFID to hundreds of stores, with plans to expand to Europe. Associated Food Stores just deployed a new mobile task management platform to over 450 supermarkets. Even the returns process is getting a facelift. Muscle Republic is using new tech for instant returns. Nobody is standing still.
So what happens when you put all three of these pillars together? You've got AI at scale, you've got this high-margin retail media engine, and you've got this lightning-fast modernization. Well, what you get is a great big divide opening up. A huge chasm between the leaders who are all over this and the laggards who are getting left in the dust.
And if you want to see that divide in dollars and cents, here it is. IHL's analysis shows that the leaders embracing these technologies expect profits about 3 times higher than the laggards. Not 10%, not 20%, 3 times higher. It's a massive gap. So, what's driving that huge profit difference? Well, here it is. The leaders report a nearly 4 times greater advantage in actually using new tech like AI. See, it's not just that they're spending more money, they're executing better. Their modern platforms let them move faster and get more bang for their buck. That's the secret sauce.
So when you boil it all down, this is the key takeaway. The winners are the ones who get that these 3 things, AI, retail media, and modernization, aren't just separate items on a checklist. They're all connected. They feed off each other. And when you do them all well, you build this compounding advantage that just gets bigger and bigger every single day. That's what's creating this great retail divide, which of course leaves just one question. Where do you stand?
Look, we've really only scratched the surface today. What we've talked about are just a few of the more than 40 case studies and stories from this week alone. So if you want to see the full narrative, all the data, and the complete analysis, you've got to visit them at www.ihlservices.com. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm terrified about the Abercrombie presentation because I don't have the right data to close the deal.
No problem. Just ask Greg AI.
This business plan is a nightmare. I can't find reliable forecasts for the total available market.
That's easy. Just ask Greg AI.
This sounds nice, but where is the total available forecast?
I don't have it.
You don't know? Try JustAskGreg AI.
Stop guessing. JustAskGreg.ai democratizes elite analyst services. We use real-time, proprietary data that doesn't hallucinate or just make stuff up. It's intelligence you can trust. Get the data. Close the deal. Visit JustAskGreg.ai today.